What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Brent Watches Babylon 5 for the very first time. Today, we're watching the Season 2 episode. I believe this is like 15 or something like that. And now for a word. I said last week that this was like a commercial because it's like, and now for a word from our sponsors. They introduced that store in the last episode. So actually, I really like Jeff's prediction. I didn't even think about this, that this is going to be like a journalist crew coming to Babylon 5, and they're going to have like interviews with people around the station. It's going to have like a Office, Parks and Rec documentary type feel to it. I don't know. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to find out what's happening. Hey, listen, while you guys are here, make sure you like, subscribe, do all those things. We know that only about half of you guys out there watching are subscribed. So thank you to the one half, and the other half, you guys are still awesome, but you'd be a whole lot cooler if you subscribed. As my Matthew McConaughey really bad impression. Is that Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Maybe? Anyway, I'm going to jump into this. You guys comment down below. I'll try to talk back to you. Please remember, no spoilers. All right? Not trying to go down that route. We'll take this one at a time. And let's go.
We interrupt our regular evening schedule to bring you the following special program. The Interstellar Network News presents 36 Hours on Babylon 5.
Jeff was right, wasn't he?
Cynthia Talkman.
Jeff was right, wasn't he?
From the ISN News Center in Geneva.
From its highly publicized debut 3 years ago, recent polls indicate a growing dissatisfaction with the time, money, and effort consumed.
It's a clip show. Is this a clip
show?
show?
So tonight,
they're totally setting this up as a clip show.
Controversy, conspiracy involving several of these individuals, lies, deception, and the deaths of hundreds of people.
Do we get Londo and Jakar?
36 hours aboard Babylon 5.
All right. So at first I thought Jeff was right, and then I thought we were setting up for a clip show, but now I think we might be back to Jeff being right. If this is still going to follow that path where Jeff was saying of it's going to be like documentary style, and if it's going to show what happened in these 36 hours from their viewpoint, I'm kind of loving this episode already. That's such a unique and neat way, different way of filming an episode and telling a story. Whatever they're going to encounter, they could have just told that story, but they do this through a lens of something else, maybe just to highlight not only what's happening, but also the unrest that's happening back home. What do people back home think about all of this? So let's jump into it and see what happens. I got a feeling I'm going to make a prediction. I'm probably not going to have a ton of reactions to this episode, and I'm probably not going to get a lot of notes. It's just like, I just have a feeling that that's where this is going to go. I could be wrong. Usually, though, those are some of the most fun episodes when that happens. I'm going to stop talking. Let's get back to the episode.
Dr. Franklin.
For immediate surgery and full cash again. I need more region packs over here, people.
Dr. Franklin, Cynthia Talkman, ISN News. What happened here?
I know somebody said something about an ambush. I keep his head elevated 30 degrees minimum or he'll choke on his own blood.
Can you say what the reason was? So that
Yeah, they need to get this girl out of here.
Dispatched a fighter wing to apprehend them. We won't know anything more until they're in protected custody. If you will excuse me, please.
Then can you tell us why your ship opened fire on the Centauri transport?
I'll issue a statement after I've consulted with my government.
Are you saying the government
I don't
sanctioned
know.
this attack?
No.
What does it take to call a place like this home?
You know what?
Well, it's
Hey, it's this guy.
Wow.
It's this guy.
Places, let me tell you.
Okay, you know what? This almost feels like a clip show without being a clip show. And what I mean by that is, like, I wonder if JMS wrote this. And by the way, I noticed that JMS was the writer on this episode. And as we've learned, he usually saves the big episodes for himself. So I'm going to assume that this is going to be a big episode. It's almost like the way she's talking, it's like she's catching people up on what's going on. So it's not a clip show. We're not showing you the past clips of what happened. In her speaking, she's kind of filling us in on what all's been going on. So should be interesting. I love that they brought this guy back. He's neat. Like, I wonder how his pay raise is going.
It's crazy around here.
You enjoy working with everyone?
Yes. It's a calm, pleasant environment.
I like
think I've ever
Ivanova
seen
sitting in the
anyone here
background.
It just sounds to me like jingoism and self-deception and armchair quarterbacking.
Yeah.
Anytime you lose a war, you just wait a few years and you'll hear from everyone who thought that we could have won if they'd have done the fighting.
Mm.
Except, of course, Captain, The Minbari did surrender.
She says it's so sexy. The Minbari did
Who are the
surrender.
people who run Babylon 5? This place is under the watchful eye of its perky and energetic commander, Susan Ivanova.
After my brother Ganya was killed in the war, I felt that I had to try and finish what he started.
Now, Commander, I'm sure there's more to your story than that.
Yes.
What do I hope for?
Okay, hold on.
I hope to get through this.
She came in and real directly, twice, called her Ivanova. That has to be a joke from JMS, knowing that people keep mispronouncing her name, right? The fact that we got an email, and listen, I know it wasn't necessarily meant for us, but could have applied to us, me specifically. People get generally offended about people mispronouncing her name, and here they're making fun of it. Like, come on. Also, I was really like, the reason I was waiting, like the reason I kept looking at you guys, because I was like, she's gonna say something about it, right? She's like, I was waiting for that, and it never happened. Like, I was so amped to see her do that, and then she did nothing, except for the thing where she goes, yes, at the end, and then goes back. It's just classic Ivanova. So
Ironically, the alien sector is how the aliens here refer to the human part of the station, proving once again that beauty and the beast are in the eye of the beholder.
You know, it occurs to me as that alien
Probably
walks
the
out,
most elusive
these
of
face
all the
masks are
aliens
meant
is
for
Ambassador
humans.
Koshnaranik. Probably the most elusive of all the aliens is Ambassador Koshnaranik. Nothing is
Oshnaranik.
known of the Vorlons. In fact,
First time
three
I recall hearing
expeditions
that
sent
word.
into Vorlon space over the years have never returned. Your appearance, though, isn't typical of your people, is it? No. According to
This
station
this
records,
really,
you
guys,
looked
this is
quite
just
different a year ago.
I volunteered for this
it's a clip show without
Hope that
being a
it will
clip
lead
show.
to a
That's
better
what this is.
understanding between our peoples.
How do you think the families of those victims will feel about your change? I think they would feel hurt. That by assuming a human face, you're taking a part of us you're not entitled to. What would you say to them?
That's dirty.
To all the
That's
husbands
dirty.
and wives and children and brothers and sisters of the people who were killed in the war with your people.
We have sovereign rights. Our ships will defend themselves against any who try to seize them.
So we cannot allow those ships to leave here with their weapons.
Then how do you intend to? What the hell?
It's Kosh.
Captain, we need you in CNC.
Oh,
We've
not
got a
Kosh.
shooting war going on out here.
So what we're also seeing out of this clip show without being a clip show, and we're getting a frontline view of the Narn Centauri.
here are heavy. How do you respond to reports that your military has lost 6 out of the last 7 engagements with the Centauri forces?
We will never fall back. We will never surrender.
Grab Thor's hammer.
They were
You will be avenged.
a primitive people.
Ambassador Malari, what the hell is going on here?
I'm sorry this has come as such a surprise, Commander, but I warned you not to interfere.
Centauri cruiser is arming
Londo
weapons,
is,
opening her gun ports.
Londo's full bad guy
Cruiser
here.
will blockade Babylon 5. But if provoked, we are prepared to use deadly force, even against Babylon 5 itself.
ISN, the galaxy's most important network.
John, why aren't you outside playing with the other kids?
They hate me.
Is this a commercial?
John, it's true.
Did they do a commercial?
I can feel what they think about me. And they
Is this
know
a
I
Psi-Corp
care.
commercial? Ah!
We have offices, and
So-
schools, and children's hospitals.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
We even have mobile testing centers that travel the country. And if he qualifies, we'll give him an education.
They're talking about Psi-Corp.
jobs,
They've talked about Mars.
and
They've talked about all the
pay
key
all his
players
bills for
on the
life.
DVD cover. They got us in the middle of the Narn Centauri War.
Oh, John, I can't believe it. You've come so far. Just
They've shown us a bit about each one of these
We're
guys.
all
This
so
is
proud.
a clip show without being a clip show.
As the commander of record on Babylon 5, I doubt that the Senate would attempt to undermine my position in these negotiations by armchair quarterbacking.
It's the second time he's used that
Ambassador
phrase.
Dakar.
See, in the last few years, we've stumbled. And when you stumble a lot, you start looking at your feet. And we have to make people lift their eyes back to the horizon and see the line of ancestors behind us saying, "Make my life have meaning." And to our inheritors before us saying, "Create the world."
Welcome to your Star Trek
we
message
would
for
live
the episode, folks.
in. I mean, we're not just holding jobs and having dinner. We are in the process of building the future. That's what Babylon 5 is all about.
Well, there you go.
I'm Cynthia Torkman, ISN News. Good night.
You guys could have told us to skip this episode. Just skip it. It's seems unnecessary. This was telling people who like are new to Babylon 5 who would have just caught it in the middle here, like getting everybody caught up to speed. Like that's all this really was. And oh yeah, we are actually in the middle of a war that is a real war that is raging. But it told it in a neat way. I like that. I like that it told it in a really cool way. So I don't know. I told you guys at the beginning I wasn't gonna have a lot of notes. I wasn't gonna have a lot of things to say. This reaction video, by the time I edit it, if it's less than 10 minutes, I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe take off what I'm saying right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. You guys are awesome. I look forward to getting back. You know, I'm going to make an assumption. If we're getting this episode here, it's because something's getting ready to happen. We know we've only got like 8 episodes left, 7 to 8 episodes left in the season. So some things got to really start happening because this season has really been spinning in its wheels so long. So the stuff's got to really start happening. So this almost feels like that episode right beforehand where it's about to just take off. So, all right, I'm going to go get out of here. Hopefully I don't think I have to watch this one again. Jeff and I'll record a little bit later this weekend, and you guys will see it on Monday. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves. And remember, yeah, I don't have a thing to remember. I was going to try to say something Sheridan did, but honestly, I blanked on what he just said. So I might actually have to watch this one again and take some notes. All right, you guys be good.